Is there anyone with any question?
Uncle,
Speak louder. I can't hear you, Joshua.
can you hear me now?
You are faint.
Pardon?
Faintly. I can't hear you very well.
Can you hear me now?
It's much better.
Oh, okay. I wanted to ask a question, not a question, but I didn't understand. There was a video that I didn't really understand because it said that it was talking about links. So
Links.
yeah,
Okay. Then that
and
question, if the question is on links, I will advise that write it down somewhere. Then when we are discussing links, then you raise it up.
okay.
Mhm. Is there any question on what we discussed in the past? Okay. In the absence of question, so I will need to start with CSS. Now, I know some of you have attended the CSS class in the past, but this should be a revision for you. But for those who are attending the class for the first time, Brother Ademola, have you at any point attended the CSS class in the past?
I think I've attended one.
Okay. Okay. So there's no problem. Let me bring up another file. Um, okay. Now, CSS is simply cascading style sheet. Where's my pencil again? CSS, cascading. Style sheet. Now, why do we need the CSS? The CSS is important in websites when we are talking about presentation. Now, just look at this website, for example. Look at the orange color, the blue color, the should I say brown or golden color there, red, the black, the white, the purple, the tan. Look at this color, more like tan or beige. This styling is done by CSS. CSS is is a tool that is so important that you know how to handle when you are trying to build your website. And the moment you are trying to maybe arrange your semantics, your sectioning elements, you use CSS. Like you are trying to align your text, you are trying to put a border, you are trying to even look at this shadow, this shadow at the bottom and on the right hand side. It is called box shadow, as you can see on the screen. So CSS is involving and and demanding also. But one thing I know is that as you practice, it will become second nature to you. But the key to it is practice, practice, and practice. So like I said, I'm going to give an introduction because we cannot fully go into CSS in detail and then go back to HTML. So all we need is introduction to it. So now, I haven't given that backdrop about CSS. The next question is, how do I integrate my style sheet, that is the CSS now, how do I integrate it into my structure, my HTML document? I have my page, which I've used HTML to design. And, like the last assignment, that you have a topic here, because by the time after putting up your HTML, which is your structure, everything by default will be left aligned. Everything will be left aligned. Then you have your subtopic here, then the main talk paragraph, maybe another paragraph, for example, maybe bullet points, for example, and so on and so forth like that. Maybe a submit button, right? Submit button here. And just think of anything, right? So everything will by default be left aligned. So the question is, how do I now achieve the styling that will make my document to be centralized, the topic to be centralized, the subtopic to be centralized, and the paragraph, maybe I want to divide the content into this form, right? I want to put it into this layout. Then I have my maybe something like footer here. How do we achieve this? We use CSS. So how do I now integrate? When I say integrate, I mean, how do I combine my HTML with CSS? There are three ways. Number one, we can use inline CSS. Two, internal CSS. Three, external CSS. Some people will call this in-head. In-head. Why? Because it is embedded in the head element. So, but the recognized nomenclature is internal CSS. Now, what is inline? Inline is when you have, remember, element. An element consists of what? The opening tag, the content, and the closing tag. Like so. Hold on, please. Something's blocking my view here. Okay, like so. Now, everything here is called the element. This is the element opening tag, the element closing tag, the element content. And the name of this element is derived from the name of the tag. For example, if this is H1, then I have maybe hello here, Then I have my H1. So this is called H1 element. H1 element. And this is H1 opening tag, H1 closing tag, H1 content. Now, having said that, how then is inline CSS? When you open your tag, let's say H1 tag, in the opening tag, I repeat, inside the opening tag, you will give it an attribute of style. Anything apart from the element name is called attributes. And there is always a single space in between them. There's a space here. You cannot write attributes like so. No, it is not one word. There must be a space in between them. So now you use the style attribute. This is an attribute. Then you equate it to something. So you assign what is called a property, the property and value. The property and value. Now, this property, we have so many properties. We have the color, for example. You have the margin. You have the padding. You have font size. Font size. You have class. You have ID. You have source. So many. href, which I can't even be remembering now. However, if you go to MDN website, remember MDN is our document, right? If you come here, come to CSS, and you go to properties, you will see so many properties. You can see align. Even animation is a property. Background color, background image, background attachment, so many of these, which we can't be talking now. We discuss that when we are fully into CSS. Remember, this is introduction. So, and each of these properties, they have values. For example, color. Let's see color. This color. Let's just pick one. You can see this value. Where's my pen? This is value. This is property. So in summary, CSS is all about property and the value. So all these are values, 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 values. So now going back to the inline, we have H1, we give it the style attribute. Then we say color. If you are trying to use a color property, then we say maybe red. Then we give a semicolon. Semicolon is used to separate one declaration from the other. This is one declaration. declaration. So inside this declaration, we have the property. So a declaration consists of a property, column, and the value for that property. Now, to now separate one declaration from the other, you use semicolon. So you do another declaration here. You do another declaration, and so on and so forth. So if I'm to write maybe a style for the font color, I will do this. Maybe I want it red, right? Semicolon. Maybe I want the font size to be, say, 1.5 m, semicolon. Maybe I want the background color to be, say, black, for example. Then I will close my declarations. And then I will close this opening tag. Remember, you have to close the opening tag there. Then whatever content, right, you have here, then you close your tag like so. Let's go for demonstration, because we can talk from now till thy kingdom come. Without practice, it is of no essence. So fire up my visual code. Maybe I should bring up, let me open our usual folder. Yeah, I think it's, where is it here again? I think it's a training. Assignment and this, yes. So now let's take one, I think I can use, let me see this one. Okay. There's no styling to this. Let me see. Good. There's no styling here. So let me just use this as an example. Let me close this one. Run this on the live server. Now, let us preview. Now, you can see my name. Everything is default to the left-hand side, because by default, all elements, they default to the left-hand side. Let us say I want to give my name, I want to change it to, say, a background, to have a background of blue, deep dark blue, and if the font color, I want it to be white. So I will go now, look at where my name is. If maybe, for example, you are not privy to this document, right? You can easily open your developer tool And this is how you get to your developer tool. Control Shift I if you are using Windows laptop, or you go to your settings, you will see more tools and developer tools. You click the same thing, you can see is Control Shift and I there. So once you get to that level, you can do in select element to inspect your document. Now, now you can see from here that each of, as I mouse my take my mouse over each of these elements, everything is being selected. That this is one way of inspecting um your document. But since we have our document, we can easily come here and view it. Now, this is where I have my name. Now, you can see that it is an H1 element. So if I want to give this element, if I want to style it, I will give it an inline, that is using inline styling now. The style attribute, you will observe that my visual code has automatically opened the double quote and closed it for me. So within, I can now say the background color, which is the property I want to change. I want to give it a very deep blue. I will say blue. Now, if you go back to the browser, you can see that the H1 has been highlighted. If you can recollect from the last class, please mute yourself. If you can recollect from the last class, that about when I was explaining what block level element is and what inline element is, you can see that H1 is a block level element, as is occupying the entire width of the viewport from the far left to the far right. It will not allow anything to come by its side. If you are thinking of, oh, is it probably because I put my H2 on the next line here? No, sir. No, ma. Let me cut this out of here and paste it exactly by its sides, like so. Now, let's go and observe the browser. You can see that it is still not allowing anything by its side. It will push it to the next line. But if I assume that this is an inline element, this one, maybe this H1 is an inline, and there's a way we can do it to be inline element. You will see that the moment I make it an inline element, it will allow this software developer to come by its side, given that this one too must be an inline element. If not, this software developer on its own, being an H2 here, is also a block level element, and it will also not allow anything to go by its side. Now, let us now change the color of my name to say white. I want it to be white. If you go back, you will see that it has changed to white. Let me remove it again so that probably you did not follow. I take it out. What is that by the side here? Aha. I'll go back. You can see that it is black. The font color is black. But the moment I return the that property back, go back to the browser, it is white. So this is inline styling. Inline styling. Let me take my H2 back to the next line for readability's sake. So now that is the first way you can insert CSS into your HTML document. The second way is right inside the head, this head element. And we are going to use the same style attribute like so. We write this style, so I said, sorry, I said attribute, style element here. If we are talking about inline, we use the style attribute. But when we are talking about the internal, we use a style element within. You can see that it is within the head element. And because of this, some people usually refer to it as in head. But like I said earlier on, the best, the recognized noun given to it is inline CSS. Now, if I delete this inline CSS away out of this place, if we preview our document, you will see that everything has gone back to status quo. Now, let us now use the inline to style our document. First of all, we must identify which of these elements we are trying to style, and that begs the question of what is a selector. Now, when we are talking about inline internal CSS and external, you will must have an idea or understand the concept of selector. Selector is that description here, or element, or combination of elements or attributes that you will need to target any part or section of your HTML document. Now, for example, if considering our example, my name is right inside an H1 element, like so. Therefore, for me to style anything inside or the element itself, I will need to select this element, this entire element. I will need to get to undo it, to get an handle on that element. And for this one, I will need my H1. So on this wise, the H1 here is now my selector. Then I will give opening curly brackets and a closing curly brackets. And in between this bracket, I will now do my declaration. And what does a declaration consist of? It consists of the property, in this case, maybe the background ground color, and the column and the value of maybe blue. Then semicolon to separate a declaration from the next declaration. So my next declaration is the property color, then the value of what? White. I will give it a white. So let us go to the browser to to the code to demonstrate this. So here I'm trying to target this H1. So my selector is now H1. I will give it the curly brace there, like so. Then I say background color, blue, blue. Then I want to give it a font color of what? White, like so. If I go so oh, to the browser, you will see that everything has been formatted. Any questions so far? Any questions so far? Okay, I will take it that there's no question. So now, if say I want to select this next one, maybe I want to give this one a background of beige color, and I want to reduce the size a little bit. I will do the same, but watch something. Something will happen. If I say H2, I say background color, say beige, and I give it font size. I want to reduce the size a bit. Let's say 0.8 root M. So if I go to the browser, you will see that not only this one is tied, all the H2s in that document, they are styled as well. 1, 2, and 3, as you can see. Let's go back to the code. You can see this is one H2. This is another H2. This is another, where is this? H2 here, work experience. Can you see? So because you specified this H2 as a selector, it will go right into the document, say you H2, you are beige color, or you are of you have a background of beige, and your font size is 0.8 root M. You H2, you this H2, you have a background of beige, and your font size is 0.8 root M. You this H2, you have a background of beige, and your font size is what? 0.8 root M. Now the question is, how do I specifically target only this? There are so many ways, but I won't go into details now. But as an introduction, there's something that we call the class and the ID attributes. Now, if I give this a class of let's say subtopic, and an ID attribute, I say position, or let's say my position, or job title, better say job, that is more descriptive, job title. Now, what is class? What is ID? Now, if you take your mind back to your school setting, academics, in your school, maybe the name of your school is XYZ Academy or XYZ High School, and you have class 1 to class 6. Every student has an ID card. The ID card is unique to an individual. The same thing is this ID here. The ID must be unique to a particular HTML element. Now, what is a class? A class is used to group certain elements that have almost the same characteristics. You group them together in one class, just like you have in your school settings. You have grade 1, you have grade 2, you have grade 3 to maybe grade 12 or so. I'm not sure now. So now, and in each of these grades, you have maybe, let's say we have 50 students. Each student, we have his or our own ID card. So the ID card is unique to that student. And at the same time, 20 students can be in the same class. 20 students in the same class, but with different IDs. Now, you can have more than one ID. For example, a student who is offering biology, that same student can offer chemistry or physics, for example. So you can have maybe IT here as a class, because this job is in the field of IT. You can even have a programmer here. You can see that now this H2 element has 3 classes already. This is class 1, this is another class, this another class. So depending on the structure of your design, you can do that in order to enable you to style your document properly. Now, how do I now style? Let me reduce this back to a single class. How do I style this? Let us say that, okay, this H2 is a subtopic. I can give this H2 here also as this one too as a subtopic. I can give this one to, where is the work experience? Yeah, as a subtopic, right? So now, if I want to use this class to style, I can say dot, if I want to refer to a class as selector, the dot signifies that the name that is coming next is the name of a class. So then I will put the name of the class like so. Let me repeat. If you want to use a class as a CSS selector, you precede the name of the class with a period, a dot. Dot, then the name of the class, as you can see right here. If you go back to the browser, you will still observe that this styling is still applied to this H2, and this other H2 right there. Go to the browser. Where is the browser? This one. As you can see, it is still applying that style, that style document to everything there. Now, how do I specifically target this one without me affecting any other H2? There are 2 ways. I can either give this, like I said, another class name. If I do that and I change this one to IT, like so, if you go to the browser, you will see that only that one has been styled. Why? Because this other H2 does not have the class IT in them. They only have subtopic. But if I do not want to go that route, right, I can use the ID attribute. And to use an ID as a CSS selector, you must precede it with the hash symbol, the hashtag. Hash, then the name of the ID, which in this case is job title. If I go back to the browser, you will see that only that one is tied also. Let me go back and crank up the size of the font size 2.8. Go back, you can see that the size has increased. Any question? Any question? No question. Okay. Now, let's go to the third way you can insert CSS into your HTML document, which is the external style sheet. External CSS. Now, external CSS is simply saying that you need to create your style sheet in a different document.
So
Then, hello?
sorry, Bratola.
Okay,
People
sir.
are not asking questions. Maybe when they are not asking you questions, maybe you should ask them,
Oh,
because I don't know whether they don't understand or something.
yes,
But they are not asking. So if they are
yes.
not asking, maybe ask them as
I,
well.
I'm going to give a classwork. That is why I'm timing myself here. I am
No,
44 minutes.
I mean in lesson questions.
Yes, in
Just
in
to
lesson, yes.
yeah.
I will give them question. I'm timing
Okay,
myself,
okay,
yes, because
okay.
the
Thank you.
class is 1 hour 30 minutes. I've
Okay,
designed that
okay.
the
Thank you.
lesson will be 1 hour, then either 30 minutes for the to review the assignments or
Okay,
classwork. Since I didn't give them assignment in last class, so I have
okay,
30
okay.
minutes to give them, to ask them
Because
question.
everybody is just silent, nobody's asking any question.
Exactly,
I thought
yes,
maybe.
I know.
Thank you, thank you.
So now, external style sheet. I'm going to take this one out because external means outside this HTML document. Outside. Now I'm going to create a new file. I will call it this is on resume one. Okay, I will call it resume one dot CSS. Resume underscore one dot CSS. Please note the extension. The extension for HTML is .html, for CSS is .css. The extension is very important. So when I go into that style, I can now start writing my declaration. If you remember, in inline, I used the style attribute. In internal, I used the style element. In external CSS, I don't use anything called style attributes. I don't use anything called style element. Why? Because already this .css is is telling the browser that yes, I am a style sheet. So I will just go straight to the selector H1, then give it the styling of maybe like before. Okay, let me change the background now, just for to play around. Let's see, brown violet. Then I will give it blue violet, rather. I will give it a color of white. White. Then the H2. Remember, we used the ID selector, which is pound or hashtag job title. Yes, job title. Then I increased the font size to, let me just say 1.2 rem, for example. Now, if you go to the browser, you will see nothing changed. Why? The reason is simple. We have not linked this file to this HTML document. So the question is, how do I link the two files together, this CSS file and this HTML file? I will link it right inside the HTML document. So I will come here in the head section, in the head element. I will use the link element, which is in this case the CSS one. They already, the visual code has given me, has made my job very, very easy. This REL means relationship. What is the relationship between this document, this HTML document, and the one that you are trying to refer to? It is a style sheet document. So this is important. Please always remember to indicate this. Now, this href is the hyperlink reference to where you have your style. Since this style is within the same directory as your HTML file, all you need to do is give it the name of the CSS, which in this case is resume _1 CSS, like so. And the moment this is done, go to the browser, you will see that the styling is applied. Let us yank this, crank this up so that we can see the difference. So I will come to this style, increase it to like 4.2, like so, 4.2 rem. So if you go to the browser, you can see how big that element is. So, but this is not what I want. Let me just take it to the normal size. The normal size, I think, is usually 1 rem. I'm not sure anyway, but let me see. No, it's not. So let me remove this because I want it to go back to the normal size, and maybe I can give it a background color of Alice blue, just to play around with that, as you can see. Now, we have treated 3 ways of adding CSS to our document. Now, we are going to do a practice now together, and I'm going to call names. So, going back to our document, I'm going to remove this style. I don't want it to infringe into what we want to do. So now I'm going to close this. We are back to where we are. If I come here, let me see this one. Let me see the styling here. Okay. No, this one is too big for you guys for now. Let me leave this one. Now, I want you, look at this document. I want to make everything in this section of my page. I'm talking about my contact now. I want everything to be in a background of blue, and I want the font color, I'm talking about this section now, everything in there to be background of blue and the font color to be white. How do we achieve it? Using inline CSS. Somebody should volunteer before I call names. Okay. Everybody is silent now. Let me start calling names. I want Brother Demola to tell me.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what am I going to do? I want to style everything here, this content. I want it to be a background of blue and the font color to be white
Okay.
using
So,
inline styling.
so is it possible, like, you can use like a span style? Like,
No, don't 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 touch the don't touch the HTML structure, because adding span there, you are altering the HTML already. Don't alter it. Just CSS.
okay. So, w-
Tell me what to do.
um, I'm trying to think and figure it out. So, like, hmm,
Let me write out the question, or let me see the objective. We are using inline styling and we want to give it a background color of blue and font color white.
yeah, understand that.
So using inline CSS, how do I go about it? Okay.
Mm,
Should I call the
um,
person or you want to try?
I'm still trying to think about it. I don't think it's going to work because what
No,
I was trying,
just say it. Say what is in your mind.
um, and like, there's a way I was thinking that there's a way that you group everything in a way, I don't know, and try and make like everything like background the color you want and the font color the color you want. But there's like a specific code you use to group a piece of like some piece of information with a specific type of style.
Mm. Mm. Okay. Okay. I want let me see. Who can I call next? David. David, unmute yourself and talk to me. David, unmute yourself and talk to me. David is not available. Sister Ewa Jesu. Sister Ewajesu, unmute yourself and talk to me. She's not available also. Favor. I can't hear you if you are talking. Favor. You are very, very faint. It's like you are very, very far away from your mic. Okay. Sister Larry.
So I think where you have these things you want to change the background color, you would put in front of the class, you would put star equals.
Okay, here in front.
Yeah, star equals the
Sky
background color, and the
equals
background color that we want is blue. So it will be background color, then there will be a colon,
column. Good.
and then we will have blue,
Okay.
and then we'll have a semicolon. And then the color of our font, which we want to be white, with put color colon white.
White. Okay. Let us see. Go back to our browser. Hold on. Hold on. Let me clear the screen. It should work.
Okay.
So we only check why it's not working. Where's my pencil again? Let me clear that screen.
Was that line 15?
Yeah, I'm coming. I want to clear the screen so that we see clearly. What you gave me should work. So we need to see why is it not working.
Oh yeah, the
Okay,
inverted
we
things
are see you can see we are working on resume 2, which is the wrong file.
Oh.
Yes, so let's remove this. Let me just cut it. Cut it out. Close this resume. Now come back here and paste it there. Can you see the problem? See, please, as we discuss, you can see that we are targeting the wrong file. And whereas we are looking at the resume_1. So you can see that Sister Larry is correct. She is correct. So now it's very simple. Remember, when you are writing CSS, you are writing CSS to target the element itself. And what constitutes the element is all the opening tag, the content, especially the content. And what is the content of this div element? Remember, this style is being written inside the opening tag of this div. Therefore, the style is going to affect all the content. This is the content within this div. This is an, where's my pencil again? Because I don't know why is Demola couldn't answer this. This as a whole is div element. You need to get that basics. That is why I cannot count the number of times I've talked about this element, opening tag, the content, the closing tag. I can't count the number of times. This is the element. And the moment you are writing this style in there, you are saying that everything here should be affected by this style. That is it. Thank you, Sister Larry. My next question. We still have about more than 20 minutes. Don't worry. Now, if we look at this, this is done. Now, I want to style this one. Work experience. I want the size to be bigger than this because I want it to be attractive. The moment my employer sees my CV, once he opens it, his eyes should go to the work experience. So I want this to be bigger than this using inline styling. No, using internal styling now. Internal styling. Let me write the objective out so that the font size should be 3.5 REM. That is its target. The font size for where is it again? The work experience. Work experience. Then experience. Then you use internal CSS. So I've called Cesalaria already. I'm not going to call her, at least not for now, until I've completed the circle. So let me see who is next for me to call.
So I try and accept this one.
No. I will call you when I want to call you.
I see.
What did you say?
So now you can do it. Now time you want to try it. Yeah, voilà.
Yes, sir.
Okay, let me give you the benefits of doubt. Okay, I'll give it a shot. So tell me what to do.
Okay, so I think that's the place where you go to
Hold
for
on,
the.
please. Hold on, please. I want only the work experience, please. Mark
Okay,
my
so
statement. Only the work experience to be bigger in size. Okay, now I'm listening to you.
the place where you see H2 class work experience, like if you scroll down to 33, I think.
This one, work
Yeah,
experience is here.
yeah. So I think after you see the subtopic parts,
Mhm.
like the sub parts, you can put like style after the greater than sign, I think.
Style,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, I think yeah.
And what type of CSS is this?
This is internal.
No,
Uh,
this is not internal. This is inline you are
oh,
doing.
inline.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah.
And the question says internal CSS. So already this is out of the window. Internal, not inline.
Wait, so to do internal. Wait, then to do internal, do
Mhm.
you try and like style the H2 side? Not, I think. Like the
Okay,
part where you see the heading.
you style the H2 where
Yeah, I only know that you should try and style the H2. So
But okay, you want to style this H2, but the question is, where are you going to style the H2 if
yeah, that's what I'm trying to
you
figure
want to
out.
use internal CSS?
Yeah. Mm,
Israel, mute yourself. Okay. to save my time, because I want to cover as much ground as possible today. Let me call another person. I've called Sister Iwajesu. Are you available now to take the call? Sister Favor, are you available now?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay. Now, please, can you go over the question again?
I want to style this part of my document, line 33,
Yes, sir.
and I want to use internal CSS to style it such
Okay.
that the font size is 3.5 REM.
Okay.
How do I do it?
Okay, sir. We can use style. We can put style up
Style where?
and up. I think inside the title,
Title. Inside this
just above
title,
the HTML opening tag.
above here.
Yes.
You mean hold on, please. You mean right here?
Above the HTML opening tag.
Above, okay, yeah.
Yes. Style. Then
Okay, I
use the
should put
curly brackets
I
to
should put style
open.
here.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I think.
You think?
Yes. Then use the curly bracket. Open.
Oh, already you are wrong.
Oh.
That is not the
Oh,
place. Do you want to try again?
Okay, it's inside the head. The head.
The head.
Yes.
Okay. So inside the head.
Yeah.
So I will do what?
You open the style
The style
element.
elements. Okay,
Yeah,
good.
the style element. Yes.
Aha, I want to be hearing that jargon. Style elements. Good. Aha.
Yes, sir.
All right. So what next should I do?
So the work experience has a class name called subtopic. So we'll
Class
do dot
name,
sub.
called subtopic.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So I
So
should put the
we'll do dot
subtopic.
subtopic.
Okay,
Yes,
dot.
dot
Okay, good. Dot
subtopic.
subtopic. Okay.
Yes. Then font size.
Font size, just like that.
No, sorry. Open the bracket.
Okay, open the curly bracket. Okay.
Yes, the curly bracket.
Okay, then the font size.
Yes, and the font size.
Okay.
The font
Then
size 3.5 REM.
3.5 REM. Okay,
Yes,
let
sir.
us go and view. Is that all?
Yes, sir. That's all.
Okay. Let's go and view our result. Hey, I said only work experience. Now you have succeeded in increasing the size of skills. You have succeeded in increasing the size of software developer. Sister Favor, you are wonderful.
Sir, sorry, can you go back to the code?
Okay, I will go back to the code. This is the code. And this is what we are styling. This one. I said only this one.
I can't see the code yet, sir.
And then it's your network. Can others see my code?
Okay, I can see it now.
Okay, good. So only this H2, this one, only this one. But now
Yeah.
because you see you
I
use the
see.
just
Subtopic is also
you can see
also a
that.
class name.
Thank
Okay.
you. So what do you do to this one now? To style only this one, what should we do?
Okay. We could put the style elements inside the H2 tag there.
Inside there? No, this is
Yes.
inline.
Okay, you want internal. Okay,
want
okay, it must be internal.
Mm-hmm.
Can we use the style selector?
This is site selector that you did here now. So okay, so what site selector do you intend to use?
So I'm not sure anymore.
You are not sure anymore. Okay.
Yeah.
You at least you reached 50%. So let me call another person who can take it off from there. Brother Joshua. Joshua, do you have an idea?
I don't think so, uncle.
You don't think so? Okay.
No.
Sister Feromi,
Yeah,
okay.
yes, sir.
So what do we do?
I think in the in the uh company info side.
Yeah, you mean this work experience
Yeah,
side? Okay,
yeah.
okay.
Next to the top subtopic,
Mm-hmm.
we write oh no I mean go to the top above style in
I
the
don't
middle of
understand.
style. We change the subtopic to IT.
We changed the subtopic to IT. Why do you want to change the subtopic to IT?
So we can only allow it to only affect work experience, not
Mm-hmm.
the
Why do you want to change the subtopic to IT? Why?
so it can only affect work experience.
Mm,
And then we're gonna change the
I don't
one
want you to change the subtopic. What else can you do? Don't change anything, but you can add CSS to it. Don't add HTML elements. Don't change what is there, but you can add anything CSS or attributes. You can add it to it. Yes. So what are you going to add? Is the question.
we should add font size, then
No.
and then
Before already we have the font size here, as you can see, line 7. So, but this selector is targeting more than one element, as you can see. But we want it only to affect this, not this one and not that one. Only this, only worker experience. So back to the code. So what should we do to the code? This is the line of code that we are concerned with here. What should we do?
um
Okay. Because of my time, let me call another person. Sister Rome,
Yes. This might be wrong, but
you said?
this might be wrong, but sorry, I've got cough. This
I
might be
didn't
wrong,
get you,
but
sir.
this might be wrong, but what I would do
And
is
it doesn't matter. Just say it. Sorry.
delete class and subtopic. I'll
You
take that
said?
one out. Delete class and subtopic.
The class. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Uh-huh.
I would take that out and then do the style
Okay.
equals to the font
Okay.
size.
Beside this, you want to do style.
No,
No,
I'll say,
this is
no.
still inline that we are doing. We don't want to do
Okay.
inline.
Okay, sorry, I don't know the internal.
Oh, I've deleted the work experience.
No.
So we don't want to do inline. We want internal. Have I?
Okay.
Let me call Sister Mary.
sir.
Yes. Bail me out. I only want to.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. I only work this work experience to be styled, and I want to use internal CSS. Sister Favor, she has done 50%, but this is what she did. She used the class selector, but at the
Yes,
end,
sir.
it now affected.
So I think we are going to
I think we are going to hide ID attribute there.
ID attribute. Okay. So what name should we give it? Any name, right?
Ah, yeah.
Okay,
I
let's say
wanted to
experience.
say experience.
Uh-huh,
Yes.
let's say experience. Okay, so how do we now use this ID attribute in the style within this say as a selector here? How do we
Internal
use?
affairs. Yeah, we use
We use
name of
hash.
the ID.
Thank you. Thank you for bailing me out. We use hash, then the name of the ID. If we now
Name of the
go
ID.
to the browser, yes, 100% done. But Ademola, any question on this?
No, I have a question, but
Okay,
I
what's the question?
have another question on something. It's about extension.
It's about what?
Extension you have on the Visual Studio Code that
So
makes it
you are
can see the
breaking. You are
screen.
breaking. About what?
I'm talking about like the extension you have on the Visual Studio Code that makes it so that you can like preview the website before you have to refresh it or something.
Refresh. Are you talking
Yes,
about the live server?
yes, live. So yeah,
No, no,
live.
no. We have talked that one before. So
Yeah,
so
I was
not
trying to get it back in.
so no, not now. We are talking
Uh,
about styling now. Don't let
yeah,
us move away from the topic.
yeah. I
So
just want to get.
any question on the CSS we are talking about?
Uh, Sir, I have a question.
Okay,
The line 18,
line 18.
where we use inline CSS.
Okay, yes.
After the contact, like the class contact,
After what? The
the
contact.
class
Okay,
contact,
yes.
we did not have semicolon. I think, yeah,
Yes. Okay, you
the
mean
column. We did not
okay?
have the column.
Okay, you are expressing semicolon here.
Yeah,
No, 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 no.
I was expecting the column, like
N-
you said to separate it from each other. We
Remember,
need to
yes.
say
Hold on, hold on. I know what you are talking about. The semicolon. Let me clear my screen so that we can see clearly. Where is that pen again? If you remember,
yes, sir.
we are talking about inline styling. This
Okay,
semicolon is there to separate declaration from another declaration.
okay, yeah,
But this one is not style attribute. It is a class attribute. And attribute, for you to create another attribute, like now, this class is an attribute, style is an attribute. All you need is a space in between them, not a semicolon.
then okay,
Do you
okay, sir.
understand now? So this
Okay, yes, sir.
class is an attribute, this style is an attribute. So for you to create more than one or two or more attributes, all you need is a space in between those two or more attributes. But now we are talking about the value. No, no, don't let me say the value, the declaration within this style attribute, which is a CSS now. Now, between one declaration, this is one declaration. Why is it one declaration? Because it consists of the property,
A
background
property
color, semicolon,
and the
and the
value.
value. Aha. So if you want to state another declaration, you separate it with a semicolon. So this is another declaration, like so. Is that clear now?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
All right. We have few more few minutes. Now, a quick one. I want to style um this what's it called? This list. This one, this list, all this list. I want to put them inside a color of blue, just like this one, color of blue, and I want the size also to reduce a little bit using external sheets. How do I do it? Let me call name. Who have I not called before? Sahar. Is Sahar on the call? Hmm. He's not answering me. Okay. Who wants to give it a try? Mary, do you want to give it a try?
Yes,
Mary.
sir.
Okay. So this is the mission. We want external CSS. External CSS. Then background color
To be
of blue.
of
Then
blue.
font
Okay.
size, let's see, 0.8 rem. So now, how do we do it? External style sheet.
Sir, can you go down to the code?
So the
Scroll
code,
down.
yes, this one. We want to style all these allies,
Okay, all this
Mhm.
like.
Yes, we
Okay,
want all
sir.
the allies. If you go to the browser, we want all these allies to be in a background of blue, the font size to be
So
reduced, and possibly also let's turn the font color to be white using external CSS.
font color white and the background blue, right?
Background blue, external
So,
CSS.
sir,
Mm-hmm.
this is external CSS. That means
Mm-hmm.
we are creating another file outside the HTML file.
Okay, good.
Dot
We will create
CSS.
another file. And what will be the
Extension.
extension of that file?
Dot CSS.
.css. Okay, so let me just create another file here. So what do you want to call it? Mary dot
Sir,
CSS. I'm giving it your name.
let's just say, okay,
So the file name is Mary.css. Okay, so what do we do?
we go to our, we open the file and start
It's already
with the
open. You
coding.
can see this is it's opened.
I can't
Mary.css.
see it.
It's your network. Give it some time. It's already opened. Others can see it. Yes or no?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
So let me just continue. I've
Okay,
not
just tell
seen it.
me. Okay.
Okay, now I can see it now.
Okay.
So since we are using external CSS, it said we cannot use style attributes or style elements.
Good.
Am I correct?
Yes, you're right.
So we just use the selector direct,
The
which is
selector direct, okay.
UL.
Okay, UL. Okay. So I've typed UL.
Then open curly bracket.
Curly bracket, okay.
Then we give it
Background color,
background color to be blue.
okay. What next?
semicolon, font size.
Font size. So we agree 0.8
Mm,
REM.
yeah, yes.
Okay. Yes, I think those are the two. But it was later on I said, let's make it white.
White. Okay, that would be color.
The color, yes. So
Yes.
we okay. Is that all?
Would be white.
Is that all?
I I think so.
You think so? Okay. So let's go and preview. See you. Nothing happened.
Nothing happened.
Uh-huh.
Okay, then we are going to link our
Uh-huh.
CSS file with the HTML file. Yes.
Uh-huh. Good. So we come to the where are we going to link it? Where?
We will come to our HTML file.
Mm-hmm.
The
Where
body.
is it body?
No, I think inside the title. Ah,
No. It's the head. So we use the link.
okay.
Mm-hmm. So the link is there already. Then what? Inside the href, what are you going to do?
Sir?
Inside the href, what are we going to do? Can you see the screen?
Yes. Then we
Okay.
are going to pick the link. Yes, link column CSS.
Okay, the Mary dot CSS.
So we are going to pick the name. Yeah,
Okay,
we are going to write the name of the file
okay,
there.
okay. So now let's go and preview our. Now we have the styling. Good.
Has it changed?
Yes, it has changed. Can't you see the screen?
I can't.
Oh, okay. Is your network. So the style has taken effect. All right. So it is safe to call it a day to day, but I'm going to give you an assignment. Let me clear the screen. I will give you an assignment. Let me stop the recording because of size.